Hi, Mr. Stirl, it's Ryan here, and I presented to you my February book report, and I chose the book I Even Funnier. It is written by James Patterson, and it is a book about a boy who wants to be a comedy man. This is Jamie Grimm, and he wants to be a comedy man. He's in a wheelchair because when he was little, he was driving in the car and his parents crashed, and he was the only one of his family to survive. And he paralyzed both his legs, so now he cannot move them. So he's in a wheelchair, and he turns out to be really good at comedy. This is Uncle Frankie. He is Jamie's uncle, and he is Jamie's dad's brother. And he works at a restaurant called Uncle Frankie's Food by the Shore. Oh, it's kind of lame. I know, the name is kind of lame. But he works there, and one day he gets a heart attack, and he cannot work anymore. This is Gilda Gold. She is Jamie's friend, and she likes to take videos and post them on YouTube, especially when the Jamie doing funny stuff. And she has lots of YouTube followers, and she enjoys making videos. This is Pierce, and he's Jamie's friend, and he's a brainiac. He can tell you anything you want to know about baseball. And he's just a brainiac, and he helps out Jamie even though his road is bumpy. This is Gaynor, and he is Jamie's other friend, and he has a nose ring and tattoos. He has a crush on this girl, and he's thinking about getting her initials planted into his knuckles. These are the Smileys, and they're not really the Smileys. Jamie calls them that because, well, they never smile, as you can see in the picture. The real last name is the Kosovogs, and they are very supportive of Jamie, but they're not very funny. They don't laugh at his jokes because they never smile. This is Stevie Kosovog. He is Jamie's stepbrother, and he's a big bully. And he just doesn't like Jamie for some reason, and he bullies Jamie all the time. And his two friends, Zitz and Useless, are supportive of him and dissupportive of Jamie. This is Cool Girl, and this is the girl that Gaynor has a crush on. And Jamie kind of likes her too. And she has kissed Jamie twice. And Jamie thinks she's so cool that she probably sleeps with sunglasses on her stuffies. The setting of this book takes place at school, at Jamie's house, in his garage, and at Uncle Frankie's restaurant. And this book happened in present time. And this is a scene from the book, what you're seeing right now, and it's in the school. This book starts off with Jamie going to school and Stevie getting his way and bullying kids. So Jamie starts charging him with his wheelchair, and his friends are cheering him on, and Jamie's planning on running him over, and then Jamie chickens out at the last second and bruises his shoulder on the locker that he slammed into. Jamie is preparing for a comedy contest, so he's talking with with Uncle Frankie, and Uncle Frankie, he asks him to tell him a joke. Jamie says one, and Uncle Frankie thinks it's okay. Then Jamie says another one. Uncle Frankie doesn't really like it at all. So Jamie says a couple of things that are pretty funny, apparently, to Uncle Frankie. So Uncle Frankie's laughing, and Jamie is proud of himself. And then Gaynor gets into trouble because his mom gets cancer, which is sad, but it doesn't matter. And he starts stealing stuff from lockers so he can buy stuff. He's going to sell it so he can buy food and stuff. And he burglarized a lot of lockers, and he just had all the money sitting there, so he decided to treat his friends to the movies. Then, when they got caught, he took it to the office, and Jamie and Pierce didn't know what was going on. And Jamie has a friend, kind of, that thinks he's way funnier than Jamie. And he's not funny. He tells lame jokes, and he tells gross jokes. So, and he's always bugging Jamie. And one day they get into a comedy contest. Well, not really a real contest, just a contest between those two on the playground. And Jamie loses because Stevie starts threatening everybody. He'll give them a knuckle sandwich if they don't cheer for the other guy, Vincent O'Neill. And while Gaynor's mom is in the hospital, he comes and stays over with Jamie. And Jamie and Gaynor help out Uncle Frankie in the kitchen, and they have some stuff to eat, and they watch a couple comedy shows, and they just have a good time, and yeah. Then Jamie goes to his comedy contest, and in the first round he totally bombs it, and the only person he beats was a kid dressed up in a monkey suit, banging cymbals together, saying, "You want a piece of me?" But in the second round, Jamie does pretty good, and he actually comes first place overall. So that means he's the champion, and he's going to the semifinals in Vegas. So he was preparing to go, and then Uncle Frankie gets a heart attack, which is very bad. So Uncle Frankie can't work at his restaurant anymore, and they all try and help out Uncle Frankie by working there. So Jamie, he can't go to Vegas because he has to help out with the restaurant. So he calls in and says he can't go. So then Gilda comes up with a great idea for him to do his performance at school, in the hall after school. So he does that, and Gilda posts it on YouTube. Then the judges, apparently there's a wild card spot, and the judges watch Jamie's performance in the hall on YouTube, and they pick him to go to the finals in Hollywood. And in Hollywood, in the finals, he wins. And that's really all that happens in this book. He comes home, he has a party, and really, that's the end. I rate this book 7 out of 10 because it's funny. It has lots of good words in it. It's not too short, not too long. It's easy to read, and I really enjoyed it because it's just really good. It really suits me because I like funny books, and I would recommend this book if you like funny books and if you like stuff about people trying to become something that kind of is a dream to them. James Patterson is the author of this book, and in 2010 he was the author of the year, and he has written lots of books, but all his books together that have been sold is over 275 million books. So he's and lots of people are saying he may be one of the all-time record for best-selling authors ever, all time. And he lives in Florida. Thank you for watching my book report. This was done by Ryan, and I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you go on to read this book, and maybe you'll enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.